Hello, hello. Welcome to the Galactic Dragon Thunder of 2024. I'm so excited for this year's Dragon Summit, although I was very excited for last year's summit as well, but I'm super excited for this one too. And I'm very, very honoured to be your host as well as a speaker this year, a co-host with Kevin Humphrey. So thank you, Kevin, for asking me to do that and assisting you. So yes, I'll be looking forward to meeting you all then. So my name is Nicola and I am an intuitive, a dragon channeler, and I'm the director of the Soulful Wisdom Academy. So some of you may know my story already because last year the way that I became a speaker is that the dragons set me this challenge that I needed to channel for 30 days. And when I channeled for 30 days, I was to share it on my social media. And to me, this was a huge fear to get on camera, to share, and, you know, to let their words of inspiration, their words of encouragement, their words of wisdom, activations, whatever it is that they wanted to bring through, because it obviously when you channel information, it's not the way that you talk, so some of it can be quite gobbledygook. Dragons in particular love to speak in riddles, so sharing that was quite a big ask at the time, but anyway I did it. And the second part of the challenge, of course, was to share it without any attachment to the outcome. I had to surrender completely to the energies. And that again, I found really, really hard because I love to have control over what it is that I do. But again, I surrendered to the outcome and I just got on and I did it. And then at the end of the 30 days, I saw the advert for the Dragon Summit, and that's when I became a speaker. I applied to Kevin, thinking that he would think I was absolutely crazy, saying that the dragons brought me to him. But of course he said the same thing, that the dragons were the reason that he'd set the summit up, to bring all of us together, and he was told by his dragons that the speakers would come to him because the dragons would bring them to him. So that's my little mini story of how I got here with the Dragon Summit last year. And then of course, you know, that's what the dragons do. They ask us to step into our fears and they really help us to level up, because that's not something that, you know, I could ever have foreseen doing, becoming a speaker. And then of course, when you lean into that next challenge, a new challenge is brought up, which of course for me this year will be to host, co-host with Kevin, and the other lovely ladies as well who are hosting in Australia and New York. So how I work with the dragons, and the dragons tend to come to me in my dreams mostly, and they will show me places to visit. So I will be sent around to go off and explore, you know, different places. And when I get there, I usually pick up different codes, different messages, and different activations. The medicine of the dragons, that's what they're calling it, the intuitive medicine that the dragons want to bring through, and their activations that they wanted me to share with others. So out of this, when I went to Avebury, I brought in 6 healing dragons that came through with different activations that were to help to clear and cleanse the different chakras. Now they call them to me, they say that they are powerhouses, and part of this reason is because what we're doing essentially is we're raising the dragon within, and we are going through an initiation of empowerment. We're clearing and cleansing these powerhouses, but at the same time we're looking to add a store of our power within these powerhouses as well. So we want them to flow freely, but we also want to store our own personal power so that, you know, at times of illness or dis-ease, we can access our own internal power and that we're not depleted as well. So these 6 healing dragons came in and they brought through these 6 different activations for the lower chakras, and the upper 3 as well. Then I was sent to many, many more places, which I'm sure some of you have seen the different adventures that I've been on, to Cornwall, to the Isle of Man, various places around the country. And this was to bring in further more activations to share, which of the heart and the higher chakras as well. So all of this became the intuitive medicine, dragon medicine, which has now extended beyond that, because with the overarching energy is Merlin himself, and Merlin is showing us the lessons. He's showing us how to, conquer or master the dragon that is within, and to, through the elemental kingdom. If we think of the dragons being from the elemental kingdom, I mean, there are galactic dragons, of course, and this is all about galactic dragons too. But he is showing us that we come into mastery of those 4 elements that, earth, fire, water, and air. And these energies are what we are bringing into balance. And when we do that, we're able to open the heart. And when we open the heart, we're opening the heart to, our higher chakras, which is our access to those galactic stellar through the stellar I can't get it out today, through the stellar stargate even, that chakra. We can access and open new portals and new information of our intuition. We can go deeper with our psychic development and so on. So he is showing us that there's this doorway, that opens through our heart. But he's also showing us that this is Merlin. He's showing us, that he opens the doorway into the elemental kingdom. And it's through the elemental kingdom that we can not only balance these elements within, we can also connect with the fae that is there, the different, the animals. It's very shamanic feel to it. And this brings grounding. It helps us to be in the present moment. That any time that we connect with the natural world that is around us, or any time that we, watch and observe the primeval animals aspects, then we can look at those parts within ourselves as well, and how the way that animals can behave sometimes, how some of that can bring healing into our own life. So this is what Merlin was showing me. This is what he wanted to talk about today. He wanted to really help us to ground the energies, because of course the energies will be so high when we're going galactic. We're going right out of our heads sometimes. And he was talking about bringing us back into the heart space, back into that grounded space where we're linking in, being the observer, and just bringing the energies down a little. But he's doing it through balancing those 4 elements. So I will be taking you on a meditation with the dragons, and we shall be going into a cave. We shall be meeting Merlin and seeing how he wants to work with us, what he wants to come through, because I'll be doing a live channeling. So I don't exactly know what's fully happening, but this is what I've been told so far. We are also going to a place called Thor's Cave. Now I'm going to show you a picture of this. I'm not very technical, so I'm not bringing it up onto my computer. But this is Thor's Cave, and this is a place that I've already been to, but I'd forgotten all about it. I probably went there about 8 years ago now, and it's in the Peak District. And this is the cave that we are going to enter into, because this is where I was encouraged to go. I'm going to show you the size of this mouth, because you can't really see the vastness and the size of that cave, but I'm going to show you a picture when I went there. And this is my son, my youngest son, and he was about 6 years old there, but you could just see him there as a little dot in the corner. So this is the cave that we are entering into. So part of this going into caves, and so something I talked about last year in the Dragon Summit, because I was shown the Cygnus constellation. I was shown that I was receiving light codes from that particular constellation, and when I did some research on that, it was showing me that our ancestors used to go into caves. They would go into the darkness. It's almost like going into the womb and into the womb of Gaia. It's when you're in the darkness that you can, go deep within. So he, this is what I was being shown, that our ancestors would have been connecting into the light from different star systems, the shards of light that would have come in there. Even when you're in the darkness, there is always that little bit of light, just like the symbol of the yin and the yang. We can see that there's still, in the little circle in the center, there's always a little bit of light in the darkness, and there's always a little bit of darkness in the light. It is that duality. So I was being shown that this light, the shards of light that do come in, this is where we can receive wisdom from those light codes. And of course, we are all linked to each other, that deep connection, and to the stars. So we have that same wisdom that we can access through the light. We can all access the same wisdom. So we will be going into Thor's cave to meet Merlin and see what comes up. So before we start the meditation, I just wanted to talk a little bit about this beautiful dragon behind me. She has no name, but then of course dragons often don't give us names. They're not worried about that human part of us, and often the dragons I see, I will talk about them being their colours rather than their actual name, particularly as the ones that I work with are linked to the different chakra colours, so I will often describe them as colours. But this dragon here, she doesn't have a name, so I might run a competition perhaps to see if you'd like to choose a name for her, and then I'll perhaps give the winner a deck of cards, because she is going to be in the oracle cards that I am creating and releasing next month. So all of those words of wisdom that I channeled in, that I shared on my social media, you can see all of those channelings in a free library. Inside this free library that I have, the links will be attached. But inside that library, there is not just channelings. You could work with 30 days of channelings if you wanted to, and just receive the medicine from the dragons each day, and just do some journaling around that particular message that was brought in for me to share. But also the dragons have asked that I put all of those messages that were channeled in, those words of wisdom, the activations, and to create an oracle deck. So this dragon will be featuring in that deck as the dragon behind the channelings. So it'd be lovely if we could give her a name, just for the human part that I would like her to have a name. So I will be asking those of you if you want to enter that. So do join the free library and have a look in there, because there's lots of other dragon things, and of course anything to do with the metaphysical world as well, because I don't just work with the dragons, I extend outward more than that, as I'm sure many of us do. So the other way, as I say, that I work with the dragons is bringing through their medicine, and that's to clear and cleanse those chakras, to help us be a clearer open channel to spirit, and to bring through our gifts and talents. Now, the way that I do this, it was through the intuitive dragon medicine. Now this has changed, it's shifted, and it is now the Shamanic Dragon Priestess. So it's an initiation, as I say, it's like an initiation of empowerment, which is the first half of it, because the course has grown so huge. It's completely experiential. Each of the meditations are channeled. They're channeled live in the moment, but then they're added in as pre-records for you to do at your own time. So working with those dragons medicine is like the very first part that we do. So there's 13 dragons that we explore and connect to, and then with that we are learning the mastery of the Alchemist, who is of course Merlin, the mastery of balancing these elements that I was talking about, and he opens that doorway to the elemental kingdom, and to work with the wisdom of the trees, the wisdom of the animals, the wisdom of the moon. We open up the wisdom of the goddess through more experiential journeys with Morgan Le Fay. We bring in her energy as well, and of course we look into, as we explore the goddess, the feminine archetypes within, and we look at bringing all of that into balance. So it's a huge year-long course, and I just wanted to let you know that the doors to that will be opening for the second time in September this year. So do look out for that, and I will put in a link at a later date for you to have a discount code as well for anyone who's here that can access that as well, if that's something that you wanted to do. Okay, so let's get ready to enter the cave, Thor's cave, where we will meet the dragons, and of course Merlin. He has said that he will be there today, so he's not an energy that I've experienced. I have been into Merlin's cave, actual cave in Cornwall, but he wasn't there. So this will be the first time channeling with him, actually showing his energy in his fullness. Obviously I've connected in with his energy, but I haven't connected in with the depth of actually channeling his energy in the moment. So this will be new for me. So hopefully we'll see what we're going to experience. Okay, so at this point you may like to light a candle. So I have a candle here, it's already lit. So that just helps us signify to Spirit that we are ready to work with the energies at play. And you may like to make yourself comfortable. If you want to lay down for this, then of course you can, if that's going to make your experience better. And if you're sitting up, then do sit up with a nice straight spine, feet flat on the floor, and arms uncrossed, so that you're really opening to the energies, so that you're able to receive those energies if you give permission to do so. Okay, so I'm going to close my eyes to channel, and if you want to do the same, that's fine. Okay, so I'm just going to feel into this energy. Actually, I'm just going to have some water before I start, sorry. Okay. Right. So it's always good just to bring your attention to the breath, okay? So just noticing the rise and the fall of the chest. And as you do so, just relaxing any tension in your shoulders. Okay. So just following your breath in and out. And to really help to relax us and to relax us further, we're just going to take a breath in for the count of 4. And then breathe out for the count of 6. And just be conscious that you're now breathing into that heart space. Okay, so just filling up, feeling into the heart space. Connecting in with each other. Okay, and then we're just going to bring our attention down to our root, so the base of the spine. So just breathing your energy, breathing the breath into that space there. And noticing your grounding cord here, which we're going to make as wide as our hips so that we're really nicely grounded. Okay, so allow that energy to go down through your legs, past your knees, down through your calves, and out through the base of your feet. taking that energy down, down, down into the core of the earth. And just around this area, we're going to notice the crystalline structure. And we're going to feel or sense into a topaz energy is what I'm being shown. And we're going to draw that energy of the topaz up, back up through our legs to our grounding cord. And just as we're here, we're just going to open up that root chakra or powerhouse, as the dragons say. So we're going to open that up and see this beautiful red light almost switching on. And we're just going to clear that a little bit as well and just make it a nice red, a deep ruby red there, glowing. Okay. And then keep drawing up that topaz energy up into your sacral, which is just below your belly button. So we're going to switch on that lovely orange light, and we're going to see that as a beautiful amber light. So just opening up to those energies as well. Okay, and then drawing up to just above your solar plexus, above your belly button, so where your solar plexus is, and we're going to open up it's beautiful yellow, almost golden light here. This is your power center, so we want to switch that on as well, so that we're sitting in our own power, feeling the energy of what our own energy feels like. Okay, so that feels good there, that navel energy that the dragons really like us to show us and to work with. This is really what the dragons do. When we raise the dragon within, we're working with this this energy here. To really sit and to hold our power, to hold our light. And when we can hold our light, we can draw up that energy into the heart space. So again, just feeling into that energy of the heart. Okay, so feeling centered, becoming that observer. And then drawing that energy of that topaz crystal, continuing to draw it up into the throat. And seeing a beautiful blue turquoise light, this etheric colour, opening up now. And again, continuing to draw that energy up into your third eye now. And here you might see a beautiful purple, almost quality streak, a wrapper sort of colour. So just see that light switching on as well and expanding, opening. And if it helps you, if you want to like turn on your clairvoyant centers, you can just imagine like a TV screen just in front of you, and you know, maybe seeing that purple energy there as well, so that you can really visualize and see in front of you. Okay, and then continue to draw that energy up to your crown now, just above your head. And you might see this as a spinning orb of 1,000-petaled lotus flower here. So just seeing that opening as well, and then drawing down that source light down, down, down through all of those chakra powerhouse centers that you've just opened up. And then feeling it mixing up and down, sending those healing energies from source light and the healing energies from the earth as well, and mixing here at the heart, and then just expanding outward from the heart, expanding your energy as wide as if your arms were stretched out, continuing to expand that energy into the room. Okay, and then imagining and seeing everyone who is on this recording, that watches this recording now or in the future, and you're just going to look to your left and you're going to welcome those people in, and you're going to look to your right and welcome those people in as well, and just make space for people who are going to come into the energy later. And we're going to receive those different codes and energies that we're bringing together, bringing to the table. You know, we're sharing that wisdom as well, all of those codes, okay, that help to activate one another. So just feeling into this now circle of energy that we have created by coming together, okay. And now we're just going to call in our guides, our spirit helpers, and of course the dragons who are here to assist us today for the highest good of ourselves and for the highest good of all. Okay, so we're feeling safe, we're feeling protected, we're feeling supported, and we have our team here, we have the spirit team here, also inviting in our gatekeepers as well. Okay, so we're feeling very connected at the moment. Okay, so just drawing your attention, just remembering to breathe, because sometimes we forget to breathe. So I'm feeling that energy there. So just breathe. Okay. And then just bringing your attention to that reading screen, that TV screen that I suggested you put in front of your mind's eye, in front of your third eye there. So just in front of you there, I just want you to visualize that picture that I showed you of Thor's cave. So you can see that huge mouth of the cave, okay, and the pathway that draws you into it, that winding pathway. So we're just going to begin walking along the pathway, okay, and we're going to enter into the cave, through the mouth of the cave. Okay, now there's enough light for us to see what's below us, so we can begin walking along. There's quite a few rocks in there. But we can see with enough light here to enter in. So as we're entering into the cave, it's as if we're entering into the womb of Gaia, who is that creative force energy, that deep divine feminine energy who is holding you, supporting you and expanding your energy as well, assisting you. So just begin walking in deeper into the cave, into the darkness. And the dragons are here sort of saying, feel no fear. So being in the darkness. So we're walking in because we're walking together. And as we walk into this cave, what I'm seeing now in front of me is this beautiful topaz crystal. And there is also this place almost like an indent in the crystal, so we're going to place our hands on the crystal. So we're receiving that energy even more, the energies of the topaz crystal. Okay, so everyone's placing their hands onto this crystal, and you can see and sense each other in the circle, of course, as well. So there's a space for everyone, and there's a space for more, because of course we're in that expansive energy. So even if you didn't feel like there would be a space for you, because there's been so many people who are being activated by this that come on the recordings, there will always be a space, because of course that expansive energy expands the crystal energy as well. Okay, so just placing your hand there and just feeling that energy, feeling the glow of the topaz energy and all of those healing energies that the topaz wants to give or can give through to your, on a cellular level. Okay, and as you're holding your hand here, what you're noticing as well is that the crystal is pulling us down, down, down. Okay, so it's almost as if we're in a lift and we're going down, 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 deeper into the belly of the cave. Okay. Now as the light of the crystal begins to just gently glow, which assists us and gives us enough light to see, these gentle shards of light to be able to see into the cave. As we're holding onto this crystal, it's almost as if just above the crystal, like a hologram, we can now see Merlin himself. So if you were looking into your reading screen, you might be able to see him yourself, so you can visualize you know, this crystal topaz, and just above him is Merlin himself. So he's standing there facing us and smiling at us. Okay, so he asks that you're ready for this initiation of empowerment as well. Okay, so again, remembering to breathe. Okay, so as he's standing here, what he's showing me is he's showing me these 4 points that are around him and around us. So it's almost as if there's a circle being created completely around us. And in each of these points, there's a dragon, okay? So we're looking at the point of the north, and here in the north, we have a dragon of the earth, okay? So feeling, sensing into that dragon of the earth. He's quite a muddy colour, quite an earth colour, a very green colour, and carries those energies. The energies are quite strong, actually. It's starting to make me feel a bit dizzy. I've not felt that before. Okay, so I'm going to try and hold the energies. So as I turn to the right, and we're now facing the east, we have this other dragon here, and this dragon is so much lighter in energy. This dragon here is feeling and sensing into this sort of almost white dragon, a dragon of the air, very light with his wings, quite a small dragon actually. And this dragon is sitting here in the east. Okay, so now Merlin is pointing and showing us, so we can kind of turn and face as well, this dragon. So the next dragon is in the south, and this dragon is he's a red dragon, he's a fire dragon. Yeah, so this dragon here, this one is the red dragon. When the red dragon connects with me, it's the dragon who is there to raise the dragon. It's the dragon that ignites your you know, in the base of your, it's almost like a fire come earth dragon. It's almost like combined, but it's there to ignite your fire. It helps you to access your wisdom. You know, dragons are hoarders of jewels, of course crystals. It could be those jewels, but it's also to remind you that your jewel, you are the jewel, and you know, it's igniting your wisdom, because the jewel that you hold, that he's hoarding, is your wisdom, and it's the access to your wisdom. But you've got to connect with that, with your jewel. It's almost like the dragons hoard that energy until you're ready to activate your dragon within. And that's what this dragon helps to do. Okay, so we're moving now around as Merlin is now pointing to the direction of the west. So we have a beautiful blue dragon, and this dragon is a dragon of the dragon of water. Okay. So dragons of water, they are helping us to, you know, link, of course, to our emotions, but also to our intuition, to our watery sort of intuition. They're often the ones we find in the wells and sacred waters. So, so we have 4 dragons here, each one at a point, almost like the point of a compass that is around us. So they're almost like guardians, creating a circle around us, or a circle, almost a circle of fire and air and water, each one fueling the other as well, and air, of course. So we've got these 4 points that are around us. Okay, so Merlin is holding in his hands now, is what I can see. He's holding in the palms of his hand. He's starting with the, he's actually starting in the south. We're starting with the fire energy. No, sorry, he's literally pointing now. He's like, no, he's pointing to the earth. I've gone to the wrong place. So starting with the earth energy here, he's reconnecting us back to our ancestors, to our past lives, to our gifts, to our talents, is what he's showing me here in the north. Of course, some of you may feel that and sense that in the south, because depending whether you do astrology or whether you work more shamanically and earthly, they kind of, depending on the hemisphere as well, they can twist and be in different places. But he's showing me here in the earth energies. So so we're connecting him with that beautiful earth dragon, and he's holding in his palm almost like balls of the earth there. So it's the earth energy that he's holding. Okay, and what he's doing is he's passing it. He's actually passing it to us. So he's placing one into our earth chakra, into our our root chakra, which is the earth, and he's placing that into that chakra there. And what he's showing me is that he's reminding us to be grounded, to be present in the moment, to connect with the elders of our ancestors and all the wisdom that they have, just like Merlin himself could be potentially an elder and a guide, and he has this wisdom to share with us. It's reminding us to connect in with that. And of course, we hold all of that wisdom within, so he's reminding us to connect and to go within. And this this is also the start of that raising of the dragon here. So he's showing us there that he's placing that ball of the earth into our root chakra. So you can just feel that going in and accept that energies if you want to. Okay, we always have discernment, so you don't have to take this energy at all. So then he's holding the ball of earth in the other hand, and this one in his left hand here. He's placing that into our heart chakra now. Okay, because what he's showing me is that when we balance these lower chakras of the root, the sacral and the solar plexus, we are then able to open our hearts. Okay, and as we open our hearts, we're able to hold more light. So he's showing us to be able to hold more light. We're sort of putting in these healing energies and balancing those energies. So the energy that he's balancing there in our root is to remind us to be in the present moment. Okay, so we don't want to be too far in the future, because that often causes anxieties and worries because we don't know what's to come, and we don't want to be too far in the past because we can't change the past, and the past sometimes makes us worry about the future and so on, and can bring in energies of sadness. So he's saying to stay centered, to stay into that grounded energy, to feel anchored into the earth, into the goddess, into her wisdom, and that creative force of energy, and to be able to draw from that and not to be swayed by other people, as it were. And it's that we draw up as we raise the dragon. We draw it up into our solar plexus, into our power center, and that's what that initiation of empowerment is. Okay, so now he's showing me, he's quite impatient actually. He's now showing me he's holding something else in his hands, and of course he has now a ball of water. Because he's the alchemist, he's able to hold these energies. This is the elemental energies, he's able to hold them. So he's got the water now as a ball of water in each of his hands. Okay, so he's going to do the same thing. He's going to place that first ball with his right hand. He's going to place that into our sacral, so just below your belly button. He's placing that water, and you can accept those energies as well. So what he's doing here is bringing balance to the watery energies, our emotions. It's bringing balance to our emotions. Emotions are never a bad thing. Emotions are there to show us things, to show us what we don't want to be doing is putting attachments of stories to it. We just want to be bringing our emotions, we want to feel into our emotions and bring them up to the surface, bring them up to be transmuted. And this again is part of what the dragons help us to do. They are about transformation, about transmuting, changing, shifting. They're shapeshifters, shifting the energy that there's lower vibrational energies that we don't want anymore, and shifting that energy out into a higher vibration, so that again we can hold more light. So he's showing us there that this is what this is activating when we have got the water into our sacral. Okay, and again we are accessing our womb energy, the moon energy, the energy of our intuition as well. Our gifts and talents, they can all be activated here as well through the goddess. Okay, and then the second ball of light that he has in his left hand, he is, not ball of light, ball of water, he is now placing into our heart. So again, as we are balancing the energies of the lower, we're balancing it into the heart. It's showing me the 4 chambers of the heart. So we're balancing the 4 aspects of the elements in the heart so that we're able to open the heart and hold more light. Okay. Okay, so he's now showing me that he's holding a ball of, it is a ball of light in each hand. It's actually fire. It's the fire element that he's holding now. Okay, and as we hold our light, this is what he's showing me, as he places the ball of light from his from his right hand, he's placing it into our solar plexus. Okay, so here you are benefiting from the empowerment codes. Okay, this is your action center. This is, you know, you taking action, but aligned action on the things that, you know, are aligned to your soul. This is anchored in the truth of where your soul wants to lead you. But often we're swayed by other people. You know, we don't keep our boundaries. We're not holding on to our power. And, you know, these emotions surface up from the sacral and we forget to hold our boundaries. So this is, you know, really for us to stay in our power, to sit in our power, to see what our power actually feels like. It's very hard to have discernment and make decisions if we're not in our power, because we're swayed not only by others, but also when we're connecting into our psychic centers as well. We want to have discernment around who and what we're connecting into. We want to draw down the highest energies possible. So we need to be in our power, and we can have the same boundaries with the spirit world as well. You know, we don't want spirit coming in when we're not ready to receive it, and we don't want any spirit coming into our space, just like we don't invite anyone into our home. It's that same thing. It's holding our own power and our own center here. Okay, so as he places that ball of light with his right hand, then he's placing, of course, from his left hand, that ball of fire into our heart as well, okay, into that space. Okay, so again, feeling balanced through those 3 elements there. So he's worked with the earth, the water, and the fire element. And now he's showing me the air. Okay, so it's very light. He's kind of playing with it here. He's bouncing it up and down. So he's showing me the air now that he's holding in each of his hands. And each time he's got these new balls that he's handling in each of his hands, what he's showing me, the dragons, it's actually coming from each of the dragons. I forgot to say that bit, but that's what I'm seeing. So as we worked with the earth just now, it was like an earth ball that had come from that dragon, that beautiful sort of muddy brown green earth dragon. He's the one that sent that balls of earth to Merlin. It's almost like they're juggling and playing. It's because dragons are very playful, they're very joyful, and that's the energy that I'm feeling that they're bringing through there. So they're bringing that through to remind us to have joy, to have fun, you know, not to be so serious with all of the mundane things that we sometimes feel that gets on top of us. So that's what he's showing us, feeling into that joy energy, you know, and bringing our vibrations up higher is what I'm feeling here. And then of course when we just moved around to the water, it was almost like that dragon was spitting out this ball of water then, which Merlin has caught and he's juggling and playing with, and then, you know, we placed each one into our powerhouse centers. And this is the same with the fire. The fire dragon literally just put the balls of fire out there so that he could juggle with that. And the same for the air. So as the air dragon sort of almost blows gently this balls of air, we're now placing both of these into that heart energy. So we're balancing out now that mental energy, that thought energy that we often have. Those, you know, those thoughts that come into our head that are constant, or the words that can be said, or the words that we say to ourselves, the stories that we tell ourselves, those things that belittle us, almost we can belittle ourselves. So it's almost like that mental energy, that overthinking energy, that is what we're letting go of now. Okay, so yeah, it's really, really releasing that as these two balls of air come in and bring balance to all of the elements within, and so that we are amplifying our energy, our power energy, our medicine, and bringing our medicine into the world, our light, feeling confident to shine our light into the world. This is what Merlin has brought balance to. Okay, so he's showing us this mastery that we can have, the potential mastery that we can have over all of our elements, you know, all of the different elements that they work towards, that mental energy of the air, and that fire energy, the emotional energy, and the present sort of energy of being in the present of the earth. So bringing all of that through and bringing it into balance. Okay. Okay, so Merlin himself is actually dissolving away now. So just thanking him for his energies that he's brought to us and the healing that he's shown us. So as he's dissolving away, the hologram is closing now. And we still got our hands placed on that topaz crystal, okay, and it's still glowing. In fact, it's glowing even more as we have taken in those light codes and are, you know, balancing out those energies and shining our lights into the world. It's actually shining through us and amplifying that energy of light into this topaz crystal as well. Okay. Okay, so as Merlin's dissolved away, these dragons now, they're still sitting in the four corners. We're just going to thank those dragons as well for being here today and for gifting us with their balls of, almost balls of spit, but it isn't. It's their energy that they've sent through, and the energies that come with those elements. It's the form that I can see them in, the physical form, but of course it's all etherical, really, is what we're working with, etherical energies. Okay, so as we're thanking these dragons, each one now is slowly disappearing into the cave, into the rocks. They're just dissolving into that. So we're saying goodbye to the dragons of the earth, for the dragons of the water, the dragons of the fire, and the dragons of the air, and thanking them. Okay, so still holding our hands on that topaz crystal. Okay, we're just going to almost feel and sense into a feeling of that we're going upwards now. So we're going up, 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 reaching the floor of the cave again, because we've obviously gone down, so we need to go up, up, up again. Yeah, and just receiving those codes from the crystal energy. Okay, and now we can begin to step away. And at this point, we're still in a circle, we're still together. So we're just going to disconnect our energy from each other. So you can sort of turn to the people on your left and thank them, turn to the people on your right and thank them for their sort of energies and support as well. So we can just disconnect from one another and just hold your own light now. Just feel what it's like to sit in the power, sit in your own light. Okay, so just holding on to that and feeling into your own personal power, your own energy. Okay. And now you can just draw your energy back in from your heart, back in with that expanded energy, just drawing it back into the heart center. And holding on, feeling what it's like to be centered, to be the observer, to have awareness of what is, what just is. I think that's it, to simply be, to feel into that energy. Okay. And just coming back to the breath, feeling the breath here in the heart. Okay, and just disconnecting from that source energy now as well. So we can begin to close down that 1,000-petaled lotus there that was at the crown. We can just draw that to a close. Okay, and closing down the third eye as well, that beautiful purple light, and also just seeing that reading screen or TV screen just switching off as well. Okay, and then drawing down to the throat, and we're just going to close that light down as well, closing down the heart energy, closing down the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root. So seeing that light just closing up a little. Okay, and then, you know, following down your legs through the Earth Star chakra, down deep into the Earth's core, and where your grounding cord is wrapped around that topaz crystal, we're just going to disconnect that cord and draw that cord back up through the Earth Star chakra, back up through your legs and just to the base of your spine. Okay, so feeling completely in your own energy now. Beautiful. Okay, so feeling gratitude, feeling joy, or that's at least where I'm feeling that I've released some energies. So again, just bringing yourself back to the breath, feeling the rise and the fall of your chest. Okay, wiggling those fingers, wiggling those toes, and whenever you're ready, just opening your eyes. Cool. Okay, and those energies are quite big energies I felt there because there are 4 dragons. So you may like to, I'm just going to have some water actually. So water helps to ground us, and also of course sometimes we still feel a little bit wobbly, which sometimes I do with dragon energy and big energies. I like to place my hands in the earth as well to help ground me. Okay, so thank you so much if you've got this far into the video. I hope you've enjoyed the activation. I know I have. I still feel quite wibbly wobbly actually with that. They were big energies to hold. So hoping that you enjoyed the activation and meeting Merlin in Thor's cave. So I have one last thing to share with you, which is a message that I channeled earlier from the dragons. I asked them, connected in with their energy, asked for the highest good, what do we need to know for this Dragon Summit, and the message that they have said, which is all very relevant now to the healing that we've just done, but then that's often how dragons will work. We go for an activation, you know, I don't know what we're going to do, and then I find that the message that I've already channeled from them earlier actually matches and makes complete sense. So the message that they have is hold your light, be true to your soul, and birth your medicine into the world. So hold your light, be true to your soul, and birth your medicine into the world. Okay. Right. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope you got whatever it was that you needed from the activation and meditation with the dragons. And as I say, if you'd like to work with me later on in the year, do check out my page and all the details that are below. And you know, keep an eye out as well for this deck of cards, the oracle cards that are coming out, and you know, the naming of this dragon as well, if you'd like to participate in that. And of course the big freebie is there. The link to that as well is already down below, so that you can or I think Kevin will add all of the links for you, so you can you know, go sign up to the library and get all your freebies as well. Okay, so thank you so much, and thank you as well to Kevin, of course, for you know, creating this space with the dragons and bringing us all together. Okay, I'm just really hoping, you know, I'm really looking forward to the actual Dragon Summit that is in a few weeks' time, and I'm really hoping there'll be another one next year, because I love hearing all about all of the speakers and all of the anything to do with dragons. So that's what I love, dragon energy, as do we all, or we wouldn't be here. So thank you. See you all soon. Bye.